We don't age because of the years but because of the rituals we forget. The body doesn't wither from the passage of time, but from the loss of sacred gestures that were once commonplace. Somewhere in time, among sealed papyri and submerged temples, Thoth wrote 6 movements that restore youth to the body. They weren't exercises. They were invocations. Japan preserved them in silence, hidden in mourning practices that seem simple but contain the alchemy of rebirth. This text is not a guide. It is a ceremony. Each exercise you will read not only activates muscles, but also cellular memories that have lain dormant for decades. Each breath, each turn, each step is a word written in the language of the body, a phrase that Thoth left for those who dare to remember. Here you will not learn to move. You will learn to rewrite yourself. The body doesn't age from wear and tear, but from the abandonment of ritual. And you are about to return. Not like someone who exercises, but like someone who awakens a forgotten script. Here begins your return. Here begins the ritual. Before starting this video, remember to subscribe and like it. They say the body ages when the soul falls silent. But that's not true. The body ages when we forget how to call upon it. When we stop writing it with gestures, with breaths, with rituals. This story begins in silence. In the precise moment we stop listening to the inner rhythm that once kept us young. And in that silence, the first threshold appears, the breath of emptiness. It's not a technique, it's a confession. Because when you inhale deeply, you're not just taking in air. You're acknowledging that something was missing. That time had stolen your breath and you had allowed it. The Japanese know this. Every morning before the sun touches their windows, they stop. They close their eyes. They inhale as if the universe were inside them. They exhale as if they could empty centuries of weight. And they repeat, not for health, for memory. Thoth wrote it without words. He left it in the rhythm of the lungs. Breathing is not living. Breathing is remembering. Each deep inhalation activates areas of the body you didn't know were dormant. The diaphragm becomes a pendulum. The chest becomes an altar. The abdomen becomes a drum. And you, without realizing it, are playing the music of your youth. But there's a catch. You can't do it like someone following instructions. You must do it like someone asking for forgiveness. Like someone returning. Because the first exercise isn't physical. It's symbolic. It's the act of inhabiting yourself again. Of saying to your body, I'm here. I haven't abandoned you. Let's breathe together. And when you do, something changes. Not outside. Inside. Time stops. Your heart settles. Your mind quiets. And you, for the first time in years, feel that you're not aging. You're waking up. Because the first threshold doesn't ask for strength. It asks for presence. And if you cross it, there's no going back. You've begun to rewrite yourself. You've begun to breathe like the immortals. Before the clock, there was the scribe. Before time was measured in seconds, it was measured in symbols. And among all the names the world has forgotten, there is one that still breathes in the margins of the body. Thoth. He is not a god. He is not a myth. He is a memory. A figure who wrote the language of movement, of rhythm, of rebirth. But his name was silenced. Not by censorship but by neglect. Because when we stopped moving as he taught, we stopped remembering him. Thoth didn't speak. He wrote. He didn't teach. He showed. And what he showed wasn't a religion, it was a sequence. 6 gestures that, if repeated with intention, restore the body's lost youth. But they aren't in books. They are in practices that survive in corners of the world where time is still respected. Japan is one of those corners. There, without knowing it, bodies continue to write to Thoth every morning. In their breaths, in their stretches, in their mindful walks. They don't name him. They embody him. But for you to embody him, you must first remember his name. Not as a word, but as a rhythm. Because Thoth is not a character. He is a frequency. A way of being in the body without the body wearing itself down. When you invoke him, you are not calling upon a god. You are awakening a forgotten grammar. A way of writing yourself from within. Each exercise that follows is not a technique. It is a phrase. And you are the scroll. The second threshold is not crossed forcefully. It is crossed with reverence. Because in remembering Thoth, you are not learning something new. You are acknowledging that you always knew. That your body, even in its fatigue, holds the memory of what once was. And that this memory can be activated. Not with faith, with practice, with rhythm, with silence. So before you move, remember. Before you stretch, invoke. Before you turn, write. Because the body is not an object. It is a text. And you are about to read it aloud. The name of Thoth is not in the temples. It is in you. And now that you have remembered, time begins to rewind. Not as magic, as justice, as restored memory, as a body rewriting its youth. The body doesn't move by will. It moves by memory. And that memory, when activated, doesn't obey logic, but rhythm. The third threshold isn't crossed by walking, it's crossed by turning. Because turning is the oldest form of bodily writing. That's how Thoth did it. Not with ink, but with torsion. Not with a quill, but with his spine. The scribe's turn isn't an exercise. It's a phrase written in a spiral, a prayer uttered with vertebrae and muscles. When you slowly twist your torso, you're not stretching. You're remembering. You're activating areas of your body that have been sealed off by time. Your neck becomes a hinge to the past. Your waist an axis of the present. Your back a scroll of the future. And you, without knowing it, are rewriting your age. Not with numbers, but with movement. The Japanese do it without naming it. In their morning practices, they twist their bodies as if greeting the sun, but in reality they are greeting their lineage. Each twist unlocks lymphatic flow, reactivates circulation, and awakens the nervous system. But beyond the physical, there is something deeper. The twist breaks the linearity of time. Because by twisting, the body stops moving toward old age and begins to orbit around its center. Thoth knew this. That's why he left this gesture as the third threshold. Because after breathing and remembering, you have to turn. You have to write. You have to bend destiny. And it's not done with force. It's done with rhythm, with intention, with reverence. The turn isn't for stretching. It's for rewriting. It's for telling the body, you are not condemned to the straight line. You can turn. You can return. And when you do, something unlocks. Not in your muscles, in your history. Because the body holds narratives that are only revealed when it turns. And you, in doing so, become a scribe. Not of papyrus, of flesh, of time, of youth. The third threshold doesn't ask for flexibility. It asks for memory. And you have just remembered it. You have turned. You have written. You have begun to bend time. The body doesn't age from lack of movement. It ages from lack of direction. Breathing, turning, remembering, all of that prepares the ground. But the fourth threshold demands something more, to move forward. Not to run. Not to flee. To walk as one who knows that each step is an inscription in time. That's how Thoth did it. He didn't move. He moved by writing. Each step was a symbol. Each footstep an affirmation. And you now are called to walk as he did. The Japanese practice it without knowing they are invoking. They walk each morning with a cadence that seeks not a destination, but presence. The heel touches the ground like someone playing a sacred drum. The sole of the foot rests like someone leaving an offering. The body aligns. The spine straightens. The neck relaxes. And the step becomes a ritual. There is no hurry. There is no goal. Only the act of moving forward without getting lost. Thoth established this gesture as the fourth threshold because he knew that the body, to rejuvenate, doesn't need speed. It needs intention. Conscious walking reactivates the joints, awakens dormant muscles, and above all, reconnects the body with the earth. Because aging isn't just biological. It's also a loss of contact. With the ground, with rhythm, with our origins. When you walk like Thoth, you're not exercising. You're drawing a line between what you were and what you can be again. Each step erases a wrinkle. Not on the skin, but in the memory. Because the body remembers what it was like to move without pain, without weight, without fear. And you, by walking with awareness, are telling it, yes, we can return. It doesn't matter where you do it. It doesn't matter how long. What matters is how. Because the immortal step isn't measured in kilometers. It's measured in gestures, in breaths, in alignments. And you now are walking like one who has awakened. Like one who has crossed 3 thresholds and knows that the fourth isn't physical. It's symbolic. It's the moment when the body ceases to be a burden and becomes the path once more. So keep going. Don't stop. Not out of obligation. Out of reverence. Because every step you take doesn't lead you somewhere. It leads you to yourself. To the you forgot. To the you Thoth wrote about. To the you who now walks not toward old age but toward rebirth. The body doesn't just move. It vibrates. And that vibration, when it's authentic, doesn't come from outside. It comes from within. The fifth threshold isn't crossed with steps or breaths. It's crossed with touches. Not violent ones. Not abrupt ones. Soft, rhythmic touches, like someone playing a sacred drum from within. That's how Thoth did it. That's how those who still remember do it. Because the body to awaken needs to be touched. Not by others. By itself. The Japanese practice it in silence. They gently tap their arms, their legs, their chest. Not to stimulate the skin. To awaken the blood. To call to the nervous system as one might call to a sleeping ancestor. Each tap is a word. Each vibration a phrase. And you, by doing so, are pronouncing a language your body had forgotten. Thoth left it as the fifth gesture because he knew that youth isn't just flexibility or energy. It's resonance. It's the ability to vibrate with the world without breaking. When you strike your body with intention, you're tuning it. Like someone tuning an instrument before playing a symphony. Bamboo vibrates because it's hollow. You vibrate because you're full. Full of memories, rhythms, stories you haven't yet told. The heartbeat of the bamboo is not an exercise. It is a ceremony. You strike your chest and feel the echo. You strike your arms and feel the electricity. You strike your legs and feel the root. And in that act, the body ceases to be flesh and becomes a drum. An altar. An instrument of time. You don't need strength. You need rhythm. You don't need technique. You need presence. Because every strike you make isn't to heal. It's to remember. To tell your body, you are alive. You are awake. You are vibrating. And when you do, something changes. Not in your skin. In your frequency. Your body begins to resonate with the youth you thought you had lost. Not because you recovered it. Because it never left. It was just dormant. Thoth knew it. That's why he left this gesture as the fifth threshold. Because after breathing, remembering, turning, and walking, one must vibrate. One must touch oneself like one who strikes a sacred bell. And you now have done so. You have struck. You have resonated. You have awakened. The body is no longer silence. It is a drum. It is an echo. It is youth vibrating from within. There are gestures not made to move but to surrender. The sixth threshold demands neither strength, nor rhythm, nor precision. It demands reverence. Because after breathing, remembering, turning, walking, and vibrating, the body needs no more action. It needs silence. It needs to bow. It needs to greet the void. This is how Thoth did it. He didn't end his rituals with applause, but with a posture. A bow. A gesture that said, I have returned. I am here. Thank you. The Japanese practice it every day, unaware that they are repeating an ancestral gesture. They bow. Not out of protocol. Out of memory. Because when the body bows with intention, it doesn't submit. It liberates itself. A bowed head is not defeat. It is recognition. It is the moment when the body stops fighting against time and begins to coexist with it. The bow is not a technique. It is a sacred surrender. When you do this, something settles. Your spine relaxes. Your neck yields. Your heart opens up. And you, without realizing it, are saying what you've never said before. I'm sorry for forgetting. Thank you for still being here. The body listens. The body responds. Not with words but with calm. Because aging isn't just wear and tear. It's noise. And this gesture silences it. Thoth left this final threshold as closure because he knew that the body, to rejuvenate, doesn't need more energy. It needs gratitude. It needs pause. It needs to bow before itself and say, I am ready to begin again. And you now have done so. You have greeted the void. You have acknowledged that the body is not the enemy. It is an altar. It is a witness. It is a companion. There is no music. No applause. Only you in silence, bowing before the mystery of being alive. And in that gesture, time stands still. Not because you have conquered it, because you have honored it. The sixth threshold does not ask for movement. It asks for presence. And you now are present. You have completed the ritual. You have begun the rebirth. The body is awake. Time is with you. And the void at last has answered you. There is a moment in every ritual where the gesture ceases to be a gesture and becomes destiny. You have breathed like someone waking from a long sleep. You have turned like someone rewriting their story. You have walked like someone returning home. You have struck your body like someone playing a sacred drum. You have greeted the void like someone bowing before the invisible. But now, at this seventh threshold, everything must come together. Not as a routine, as a rite, as a daily liturgy not done for the body but with it. The ritual of rebirth is not a sequence of exercises. It is an architecture of time. A way of inhabiting the day as if each dawn were a reincarnation. Because it is. Every morning, the body awakens with the possibility of being someone else. Younger, more present, more authentic. But that possibility doesn't activate on its own. It must be invoked. And that is what the 6 gestures are for. Not as isolated techniques, but as chapters of the same prayer. The secret lies in repetition. Not mechanical, sacred. Because repetition isn't boring. It's delving deeper. It's entering deeper into the symbol. It's allowing the body, through sheer persistence, to remember what the soul never forgot. Thoth knew this. That's why he didn't leave temples but rhythms. Because the true altar isn't in the stones. It's in the flesh, in the blood, in the breath that is repeated each day with the same devotion with which a candle is lit. When you integrate these 6 gestures into your morning, you're not just exercising. You're opening portals. You're saying, today I choose to return to myself. And the body responds. Not with bigger muscles, with a slower pace, with cells that no longer rush toward death, but instead rotate, breathe, vibrate, and bend. The daily ritual isn't an obligation. It's a way of not forgetting. Of not allowing the world to drag you toward distraction, burnout, and forgetfulness. Do it every day. Not to look better. To inhabit yourself better. So that your body isn't just a vehicle, but a manuscript that is rewritten with each sunrise. You don't need more time. You only need intention, silence, and the certainty that each morning is an opportunity to become immortal again. Because youth isn't a privilege. It's a practice. And you now know the ritual. The rest is presence. The rest is repetition. The rest is rebirth. There is an instant, right after the ritual, when the body doesn't move, doesn't vibrate, doesn't turn. It simply remains. And in that stillness, something is revealed. The 8th threshold is not crossed through action, but through contemplation. Because after repeating the 6 gestures and consecrating the daily routine, the body needs no further instructions. It needs recognition. It needs to be seen for what it is, an altar that has survived oblivion. Thoth knew this. That is why he left this final gesture as a greeting, not to emptiness but to the body itself. Not as a farewell but as a consecration. The greeting to emptiness is not outward. It is inward. It is the moment when the body at last recognizes itself as a temple. Not for what it does but for what it is. And you who have crossed 7 thresholds are ready to bow before yourself. Not as one who surrenders, as one who honors. The Japanese practice it without words. They stop, they bow. Not out of protocol, out of gratitude. Because the body, when touched by the ritual, needs no further correction. It only needs to be held by awareness. And you now hold it, you look at it, you acknowledge it. Not as a machine. As a manuscript, as a living testament to all that you have remembered. This gesture has no technique. It has presence. It is the instant when body and time are reconciled. When youth ceases to be a goal and becomes an atmosphere. When movement ceases but the vibration remains. Because the body, when honored, does not age. It transforms. It becomes a symbol. It becomes an altar. And you, by bowing, are not ending the ritual. You are consecrating it. You are saying, this body has returned. This body remembers. This body is sacred. There is no music. There are no words. Only you in silence, acknowledging that the true exercise was not physical. It was symbolic. It was the act of returning to yourself. The eighth threshold is not crossed. It is inhabited. And you now inhabit it, not as one who seeks results, as one who has found meaning. The body is awake. The ritual is complete. Time at last accompanies you. And you, for the first time, are not the one who fears it. You are the one who writes it. There are rituals that are repeated. And there are rituals that are consecrated. The ninth threshold is not a new gesture. It is the architecture that sustains all the previous ones. Because repeating the 6 exercises every morning is not enough if they don't become a ritual. And a ritual is not improvised. It is designed. It is honored. It is protected. The daily ritual of rebirth is not a physical routine. It is a bodily liturgy. A way of telling the body, every day, that time does not rule. That youth is not an age but a practice. That forgetting has no power when there is sacred repetition. Each morning, the body awakens like a temple that needs to be activated. Not urgently. With reverence. Breathe like one who invokes. Turn like one who writes. Walk like one who returns. Strike like one who vibrates. Bow like one who honors. And repeat. Not out of obligation. Out of memory. Because the body, when it moves with intention, does not age. It is consecrated. It becomes an altar. It becomes a testament. Thoth left no instructions. He left rhythm. And that rhythm, when it takes shape, transforms flesh into symbol. The daily ritual isn't about looking better. It's about inhabiting yourself better. So that the body isn't just a vehicle but a manuscript. And you, by repeating it, become a guardian. Not of exercises. Of sacred gestures. Of forgotten frequencies. Of ritualized youth. And then comes the 10th threshold. The testament. Not as a closing. As a legacy. Because everything you have done is not just for you. It is for those who will come after. For those who do not yet know that the body can remember. That time can be an ally. That youth can be written. Thoth's testament is not in words. It is in gestures. It is in you. In the way you move. The way you breathe. The way you bend. The way you repeat. Youth is not an age. It is a memory the body can re-utter. And you now re-utter it. Not with a voice. With flesh. With rhythm. With ritual. You have crossed the 10 thresholds. You have awakened. You have remembered. You have consecrated. And now the body is not what it was. It is what it always was. An altar. A testament. A living symbol that time, when honored, does not age. It rewrites. You have crossed 6 thresholds. You have breathed like the ancients, turned like the scribes, walked like the immortals. You have touched the void with gratitude, vibrated like bamboo, stretched your spine as if it were the axis of the world. If you repeat these gestures every day, you won't be exercising. You will be rewriting your body. Each movement is a letter. Each posture a prayer. Each routine a testament. Thoth didn't want you to worship him. He wanted you to imitate him. He didn't leave temples, he left gestures. He didn't leave dogmas, he left rhythms. You have recovered them. And now, time is no longer the enemy. It is a mirror. It is ink. It is a witness. Youth is not an age. It is a memory that the body can relive. You have just learned to reflect it. Not with words but with flesh. Not with promises but with practice. The ritual is in your hands. The body is awake. Time is with you. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you in the next video.